Alright, hello everyone. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. As normal, before we get started, I need you to go to the folder which you found this video, and I need you to go ahead and download the notes and print them out or get the packet which I gave to you earlier in the week. Again, if you do not have me for in-person classes, you can stop by the school and I will have packets out on the trophy case inside the front doors to the left. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to be talking about translating math. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to give you some key words and phrases to look for. And then we're going to go through and I'm going to give you some examples to cover. So with the keywords and phrases, for addition, there's a couple, or not a couple, but there's a few words that if you read, you should automatically think, oh, well, I should add those things. And some of those words can be, well, if you see sum, total, of course, plus. We could also have increased by and more than. Alright, so if you see anything that sounds like this, it's going to be most likely addition. So let's look at subtraction. Obviously it's the different, like addition and subtraction are opposites. So the opposite of sum would be difference. The opposite of total, well, there's not really one, so we're going to look at the opposite of plus. Well, that would be minus. And then we could have decreased by. Less than. And we could also have, let's do subtracted from. Alright, so if we see any of these words, it's most likely going to be subtraction or anything that makes us think of these. Really, it comes with practice. So let's move on to multiplication and division. So with multiplication, we could have the word times, product, of, twice, double or triple, and so on. And for division, we could have quotient, separate, divided by, of course, and maybe half or third. And I can't really think of any more, so we're going to move on to parentheses, phrases, and turnaround phrases. So we'll do, for parentheses, times the sum of, or times the difference of. Alright. And then finally we have the turnaround phrases. That would be less than and subtracted from. Alright, let's go over some examples. So I'm going to go through 6 examples. And I'm going to take them one step at a time. And hopefully we can come to like an understanding of what we need to do. So let's look at the first one. We have the product of a number and 3. Whenever it just says a number, that means it's going to be a variable. So we're going to pick a letter A to Z. In this case, I'm going to pick N because number starts with N. So I know that there is going to be a variable n. Alright, the product of a number and 3. So product tells me it's multiplication, and then I have a number and 3. So that just means 3 times some number, or 3n. And that's the first example. The second one, the difference between a number and 10. Again, we're seeing that number, so I'm going to use n again. And it says the difference. So if we look up above here, then I know that difference means subtraction. So if I say the difference between a number and 10, it's going to be n minus 10. Alright, number 3. The quotient of a number and negative 5. So that means a number gives us a variable. So in this case it's n again. And then quotient means division. So we have division between a number and negative 5. So that means I'm going to take any number and divide it by negative 5. Alright, we have 4 subtracted from a number. So again, we're going to have a variable because it tells us a number. And then we have this phrase subtracted from. Alright, subtracted from is one of our turnaround phrases, and it's one of the subtraction phrases. So turnaround means instead of just saying 4, then whatever operation and n, instead we're going to go backwards. So we're going to say n minus 4. And that's going to be our answer for number 4. Alright, number 5. The sum of twice a number. So again, we have that a number thing. So we're going to use n again. And 7. So let's read this again. The sum of this thing and this thing. So twice a number. Twice means you're going to be multiplying it by 2. And then the sum of means there's addition of twice a number, which is right here, and 7. So that means we're going to have 2n plus 7. Number 6. We have the product of a number and 10 increased by 1. Okay, so we have that a number thing. So we're going to have n again. So the product, this means multiplication of a number and 10. So that means 10n. And then we're increasing it by 1. So that means we're increasing. Increasing is addition. And it's by 1. So we have 10n plus 1. Let's move on to the second page and go over some more examples and talk about something else. Okay, so number 7. 4 less than a number squared. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at a number. Well, that's n. Well, now we have a number squared. So that means n squared. And we have 4 less than. Less than is number 1 of our turnaround phrases. So we're going to read it from right to left now. So a number squared, less than means subtraction, and 4. So that means n squared minus 4. And finally, for this part, we have number 8, which is twice a number divided by 5. So again, we have that a number thing. So we have n. Twice means multiplication, and it also means to double or to multiply by 2. And that's being divided by 5. So we're going to use division, and 5. So 2n divided by 5. Alright, so we can also have equations for this. So we can use some of the language to create an equation. So in this case, number 9, we have the sum of twice a number and 10 is 36. This is 36 part. We know is equal sign. 36 is what it's equal to. So the sum of twice a number. So twice a number, that would be 2n, and 10. Well, since it's a sum of 2 twice the number and 10, that means we're going to have 2n plus 10. And we're going to set this equal to 36 because we know that it is 36. Alright, moving on to number 10. We have 3 times the difference of a number and 7 is 18. Alright, so 3 times the difference, so that means we have 3. And then since we have the difference of a number, we have to use parentheses. And we're going to have that n. Difference means subtraction. And we have a number and 7. We're going to close the parentheses. And we know that this is 18, so it's equal to 18. Okay, number 11. We have 4 times the number divided by 8 is 3. So we have 4 multiplied by a number divided by 8 equals 3. Okay? So for number 12, we have 5 times the sum of a number and 6. So this times the sum of a number and 6 tells me there's going to be parentheses. So we have 5 times the sum of a number and 6, so n plus 6 is 48, so that's equal to 48. Alright, number 13. We have 1/2 of a number is less than the number itself. So that means we have 1/2 of a number, so we're going to multiply 1/2 and n is the equal sign. 8 less than the number itself. And remember that less than is one of our turnaround phrases. So we're going to take the number itself, so n. Less than means subtraction, and 8. And this is the answer for number 13. Moving on to number 14. We have the product of a number and 3 is the same as the sum of that number and 6. Okay, so the product of a number and 3, so that gives us 3n, is the same as, that's equal to, as the sum of that number and 6. Sum is addition, so that means we have n plus 6. Okay, moving on to number 15. We have 15 decreased by the quotient of a number, and 3 is 20. So we have 15 decreased by is subtraction. The quotient of a number, so that's n, and 3, so that's divided by 3, is 20, is equal to 20. So 15 decreased by the quotient of a number and 3 is 20. Number 16. 4 less than the product of a number and 7 is 8 more than that number. So 4 less than the product of a number. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this jargon again. So less than, we're going to flip it. So we have the product of a number and 7. So we have 7 multiplied by n. Less than is subtraction. Then we have 4. Is, that's an equal sign, 8 more than that number. So we're going to take 8 and we're going to add in. Alright? So let's talk about inequalities now. So we have some new symbols that we have to talk about. We have the less than symbol, which is this. Less than or equal to. We're basically combining the less than symbol and the equal sign, so it's going to be less than or equal to. We have greater than, and we have greater than or equal to. And we're going to use these symbols to help us with 17 through 26. Alright, so number 17. We have a number is less than negative 10. So a number is less than, so we're going to use the less than symbol, negative 10. That's number 17. Number 18. A number, so n, is less than or equal to, so that means we're going to use this symbol, 8. Now we're done with 18. 19. We have a number, n, is greater than or equal to, so we're going to be using this symbol, to negative 4. This one's done. 20. A number is at most 45. So that means we have a number is at most, so the biggest that it can be is 45. So that means it would have to be less than or equal to 45. Okay? A speed limit of 55 miles per hour. So, around here, I know that we don't really follow speed limits, but if we were, a speed limit means we can go any speed up to 55. So we have any speed up to 55. So as long as we stay less than or equal to 55 miles an hour, we most likely will not be pulled over. Number 22. A number is at least 16. So that means the minimum that a number could be is 16. So we have n. Minimum would be greater than or equal to 16. Okay? Number 23. A number is no less than 10. So that means it's not less than 10. So that means it has to be greater than or equal to. So n is greater than or equal to 10. Alright, for 24. A number is no more than 26. That means the maximum is 26. So we're going to take a number, and the biggest it can possibly be is 26. So that means we're going to use less than or equal to 26. Number 25, a maximum number of 25. So that means we're going to take n, that's some number, and the maximum it could be is 25. So that's going to be less than or equal to 25. A minimum number of 5. So we're going to take some number, and we know it has to be more than 5, but it can be 5. So we can use the greater than or equal to symbol, 5. And again, this completes our notes. Be sure to look for the next assignment. It will be your homework for this. In order to receive points for watching this video, I need you to upload pictures of your completed notes to Google Classroom. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day.